Wait till next Sunday when 43 of them line up for the Daytona 500 on Fox.
And that change in the pitch of the engine is not the driver letting off the throttle. That's the car going through the oscillation through the bumps in the racetrack.
How about that second place car, Krista?
Well, leave it to Kyle Busch. He got on the radio and said, can everybody make it to the end? Steve Addington said yes. He said, don't get to the party too early, Kyle, unless you want to.
Yeah, I think we're pretty comfortable with a couple of cautions we've had. Everybody has pitted at least once in this segment that they can make it to the end on fuel.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to become the first driver to win back-to-back Bud Shootouts since Tony Stewart in 2001 and 2.
I just think the problem that Kyle's going to have as we go down to the end of this race is the maneuverability of the car. I think.
Oh, we got trouble. Elliott
Sadler. Looks like he just got around all by himself.
It looks like he took the nose off Rudiman's car going by.
Nice save, man. Real nice save. Real nice save. We'll bring it to you, Kevin. I'm bringing it to you.
The back end's pretty tore
up. What do you think the 18 car will do now, Bud?
I think the 18 and all of his buddies out there will hit pit road.
I think you're right.
But because this is exactly what Steve Addington, as crew chief, said with about 15 or 20 laps to go. Just got tapped from the back from David Stremme in that 12 car. Did you see how that car lifted up and the roof flaps deployed and the car just set right back down?
You know what happened, O'Leary? I think that the 19 got just a little wee bit loose, maybe had to get up out of the throttle, and that's how come Stremme got into him.
Right. Watch the gap between Sadler and the car in front of him. We won't see it from this angle open up. This is the Verizon onboard camera for Stremme. Yeah, Darryl, you're right.
Yeah, see, Stremme had to start playing with the throttle, and I don't know what happened to Elliott's car, but it just got a little bit loose. Looked like he had to lift up a tad, and when he did, Stremme got into the back of him.
Let's have a look at it from the DirecTV blimp toward the back of the pack. Yeah, big gap opens, Sadler loose.
Yeah, he just gets a little bit loose for some reason. I don't know if it's because Stremme was up close to him, but that's what got him spun out.
But Stremme got into the back of Elliott Sadler, and David Rudiman is the victim.
and Darryl, you've talked about it before. Yeah, there's no question. It's hairy when you're up there in the 31 degrees of banking the corners, but this tri-oval, it's a fast part of the racetrack.
The cars can be they're a bigger handful right through here. You're running just as fast as you are down the back straight with 190 miles an hour with not near the banking that you got up in the middle of the corner. And here's something I didn't know. You know why these banks are 33 degrees?
Why is that?
Because that's as high as they could stack the dirt without it sliding back down.
And get the pavement to adhere.
Yeah. And
set.
I mean, if Bill Sr. would have made it 48 degrees, if he could have stacked the dirt that high.
We got our own dirt stacker.
We did.
He lives in the infield at Talladega and comes out for special events. Digger. We have tied the record for cautions in the Budweiser Shootout since they went to the 70-lap format. We have 20 to go to get to 75 tonight.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot on the shoulders of these pit crews right now. You can't have any mistakes like the 2 car with Kurt Busch had the last time he was on pit road, and here they all come.
Yeah.
Let's start with Krista.
Here comes Kyle Busch. Steve Addington said, what do you need? Kyle said, I feel like the balance is okay, but I need more grip. I'm starting to bottom out. I have to crank the wheel, and that makes me loose. The call is 4 tires for Kyle. Steve.
Tony Stewart says he's still too tight. 1 round out of the left rear. They've also made an air pressure adjustment. Matt.
Progress continues for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car. A little close to the wall. Just clears the jack handle. Slight chassis adjustment to tighten him up, Dick.
Jeff Gordon has given up the 8th position to come in and get 4 tires, which he hopes will resolve the problem of the car being too tight and pushing. And he tries to get out in a gaggle of cars on pit road.
Pit road just wasn't wide enough for everybody who wanted to get there.
A mess.
I think the 18 did get hit by the 48 car. I believe they made some contact.
There's 3 wide coming. I mean, we can't just sit in our box. I'm sorry, but that's what we have to do.
Well, here's how it turned out. as we clean up from the 5th caution of the night.
Hey, down in the grass, they're 4 wide on pit road.
Little contact there. Hey, there's a lot of money at stake here tonight. You got to go.
Who said you couldn't go 4 wide?